Welcome to the Dark Imperium Dive Bar. What can I pour you?
Yeah. You say something, Matt.
I almost puked doing that. Okay. I tried to burp into the mic.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I'm very full, okay? You just put this on my warlord! Put 2 of these on the warlord!
And just call it an imperator.
You know, putting tiny dicks on knights is not exactly what we started this podcast for, but we're live! Hey, how's it going?
No. Hello. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world's physically grotesque podcast. I'm here today with 2 unbelievable monsters. On my right.
Aaron, what's up?
On my left.
Don't talk to me, I'm busy.
That's valid.
This is Matthew.
And today, me, whoever I am, today we're here to talk about the FAQ and various other things. But we'll start with our weeks first, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
So, Matthew, what did you do?
So, I ended up not lying to you guys a 3rd week in a row.
Oh, come on.
I didn't this time.
This is a podcast for liars and cowards.
Oh, that's fair. Okay, then I'm back to Black Temple.
Fuck yeah.
No, I kept with the Dark Eldar. I've picked up a Razor Wing, and I got my airbrush up and running, so
Boy.
painting is finally occurring.
Finally easy.
Finally easy. Airbrushes, I've been playing this game for almost 20 years. I've never used an airbrush. My god, I don't know how I survived. This thing is a fucking godsend.
You know, if you don't mind, we could create a Facebook page after this and post up what those are looking like, because those are looking pretty good.
Nobody cares about us, Aaron.
Well, actually, I know what we can do for that. Everyone that's listening, go ahead and comment down below whether you want to see a page of our shitty painting.
We're just going to
Yeah.
create a page.
Yeah.
No, I refuse. I'll delete it if they say they don't want it.
All right, fine.
All right, there you go.
You won't.
Plus, it makes people listen to us.
You know, that's fair. What else did you do with your week?
We've been in both. I'll let Aaron go into this a little bit too.
Yeah.
But we've been prepping to help judge the state tournament for Alaska,
Yeah.
which is happening this Saturday. And Sunday, the 18th and 19th of May.
Yep.
Woo!
Alaska is GT. One of our 3 now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus, we have 3.
What's the date for Midnight Sun?
July 22nd, 23rd?
Okay.
Midnight Sun GT will be up here. I will be judging that now.
Yep. So we're all going to those.
Yep.
And then
none of us are...
Urza is... For Urza, it is September 7th and 8th at the Egan Center.
Isn't that last year's thing? It might change.
No, it's the same one.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Never mind. Fair enough.
So, if you ever wanted to come up and explore beautiful Alaska and play some 40K,
It's fine.
Alaska's all right.
It's fine.
Then please, by all means.
Anyway,
It's big. Is what I
it
said.
is quite
It's
large.
big.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah. Big.
So.
Yeah. I have been doing almost nothing hobby-wise, just because by being a judge for states coming up, I was like, thank God I don't have to 3-color minimum paint for freaking states.
True.
You should paint your stuff.
It's because I was going to bring like the same 120 model list
That sounds horrible.
of pink horrors, and I don't have an airbrush.
Well, come use mine.
Yeah. Return to the chapel of the airbrush. Yeah.
But yeah, no, we've just been talking about setting that up, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I don't know about any of you listening, but I love watching games of 40K. I really do. And so basically this is going to be one big just walking around watching like 18, 19 games at a time going on. So
I was on stream for last year's states.
yeah,
I got fucking obliterated. It was awesome.
yeah, it'll be pretty great. And yeah, so Taylor, you will be playing in states.
I will be playing. I'll be playing.
As far as hobby stuff, you probably have the most. that's been going
Yeah,
on.
I have been doing a lot of hobby stuff. I've been painting up my AdMech, which were previously, like we talked about, I'm no longer a double liar, just kind of a one liar. Painting them up 3-color minimum, but I want the army to look good, so I've been spending a lot of time on them. I've been getting a lot of practice games in with this list.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking of changing it literally right now.
That's with the Forge World stuff, right?
No. So my original list was 2 Stages Battalions, Dominus, Manipulus, 18 Breachers, 2 units of Servitors, a bunch of Scutari, 5 Taser Chickens, and a Knight Crusader.
All the taser chickens.
All the taser chickens. Everything in my list besides the Night Crusader shoots lightning, which I think is cool. But I'm thinking about changing that now due to what we're here to talk about, which is the fact I no longer trust knights to survive in this meta. The Night Crusader, specifically from Krast with the Headsman's Mark, has a lot of output. It really puts the hurt on stuff like Super Heavies and Titanics, but I know at least 3 people that are bringing non-Knight Super Heavy lists, and I know there are like 5 Knight players in this meta, and I just don't think my Crusader will live past turn 1 to do his job. So I'm looking to spread out my points more, or at least take a different type of unit. What I'm looking at right now is taking 5 Castellan melee bots. Hear me,
right.
Hear me out.
The melee ones.
I think they're great.
Yeah, okay. I mean, they bunch stuff hard. Yes.
You're welcome to think things.
I don't think that's true. We're on the internet right now. That's just false.
Every opinion you have is wrong.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So I'm gonna give that a shot in a couple test games I'm about to play, and if I like them, I will change my list literally the day before States and paint that up that night. So we'll see what happens with that. I randomly ordered 20 Secutari Hoplite upgrade sprues. And for
one head.
For one head. I was like, I really want to make a Secutari Axiarch for Heresy, which I don't play.
Reasonable.
And so I went on Forge World, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to buy 20 of them. And then they showed up 2 days later, which is the fastest service I've ever gotten from any mail order company, ever. Yeah. And this is Forge World, so I was like, this is going to get here in 2 weeks. I'm not going to really have to worry about it. 2 days.
It's like they were next door.
Yeah, they were like, oh, they're just waiting. They could read my brain.
They knew.
They knew. So now I have...
watching you.
Yeah, they're always watching
It's
me.
the Quarterve cult.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Is that some fucking Tzeentch bullshit? That's Thousand Suns, isn't
That's
it?
Thousand Sun.
Oh my god.
Cult of the Quarterve.
You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
That's what Aramon led.
Iron Will, Iron Logic. 4+ to die. Get out of here. So I'm considering slotting them in. I don't think I will. A squad of 20 costs the same amount of points as a Breacher squad, but I think the Breachers are better. If I had 180 spare points, I would definitely throw them in because I think they're an excellent roadblock. And they have 2 attacks each with a Strength 6 gun and Strength 6 melee. So I think they're really solid.
Yeah.
But I just don't think they work with what I want. So I built them because I think they look cool. I'll be painting them up. I really love the models. So now I have all that.
So mostly thinking of replacing the Crusader with the punchy bots.
With the punch bots, yeah. I'll be dropping the Chicken Squad from 4 to 5 to take 5 bots instead of 4. Because a squad of 4 on average double fighting is 1 wound away from killing a knight if it gets into melee.
Okay.
So a squad of 5 double fighting will murder a knight. That's my line of thought with that.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I'm going to do some test games. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But I think they're really resilient. Is like I'm designing my list to just never die.
Yeah.
Is what I want.
You're trying to be Necrons.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, but better. I mean, that's what AdMech always wants, right? It's the whole goal. I want to be Necrons. So yeah, just building lists to just never die is my goal, and also hit really hard in melee.
Well, I mean, since you're talking about switching out the knight,
What's up?
let's just go into the knight changes in the FAQ.
Fair enough.
Yeah, let's just start there.
So I feel like this is your wheelhouse.
Yeah,
more than
you'd think that, but you'd be right, I guess, actually.
You'd be right.
You'd probably be right.
Fine, I'm going to talk about it then. Fuck you.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna pull it up here so that way I don't mess things up and embarrass myself all over again.
That's why we're here. We're here to embarrass ourselves.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, fuck these rules.
Yeah, that's the goal.
So obviously the big things with the knight, the 2 things I'd say are the biggest changes for knights is obviously the castle point increase, which I've got a lot to say about that.
Right.
And the change for ion shields and ion bulwark.
Yep.
Being able to only rotate up to a 4-up, which honestly, even as a knight player, I don't have a problem with that. I think it really helps bring them in balance.
I think that's extremely healthy.
Yeah,
for the game.
I think it's fine. It does mean that now instead of having 1 knight with a 3-up, I'll have 2 knights with a 4-up in most games.
Right. Remember that thing we spent 30 minutes talking about in the first episode? It came to fruition.
Yeah, that part happened.
Right.
So that one, I don't think there's a whole lot to say about that. It just is.
It's really good.
It's good. It's a good change. I don't have a problem with it.
Yep.
Even though it nerfs my army, but it doesn't in a way that
It's so much more healthy. The game is so much more healthy with only Knights, with only Titanic being able to get a 4-up.
Absolutely, I
Yep.
agree. Where is it?
Was there more changes besides that?
Yeah.
Yeah, the big one. It's not in that section. The big one is that the Castellan went up 100 points.
Oh yeah, I knew that one. Sorry.
Because they added points to the weapon of them, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
the weapons got more expensive,
Yeah,
and
they
it
did.
looks like the Chaos ones got more expensive than the Loyalist ones, but
By 10, yeah.
But they were cheaper anyway, so they just brought it into balance with each other. So
Yeah.
they're the same point cost now.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Well, if the Castellan went up 100 points, these point values are at 100, so did they just give point values?
Yeah, so-
Yeah, they were free before.
Yeah, originally their weapons cost no points.
Yeah, now they're 100 points altogether. So
Yeah.
a little
Okay.
more expensive. I think that's bullshit. And hear me out on this one, because everyone, the instant you hear someone say like, "Oh, the Castellan plan
I can
is bullshit."
hear someone screaming.
Yeah,
just
so people are
listening
going to
to
say
the
like,
video.
"Oh, it's just because you're a knight player and you bring the Castellan." I haven't run a Castellan since September of last year.
He really likes the Poon cannon.
I'm a huge fan of the
Who
Valiant.
doesn't love the Valiant?
The Valiant's
That
cool.
thing is so
But
cool.
my argument with the Castellan is, how many games do you see where someone brings just a Castellan? One where it doesn't have the Warlord trait, where it doesn't have Call's Wrath, where it's not running Order of Companions. When do you see that?
I think it's literally never.
You don't,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it's not very good.
It's not very good.
The Castellan, like it doesn't. The Volcano Lance doesn't change a whole lot. It gets a little more reliable, but honestly, it doesn't change a lot. It's fine. The
Well,
base Plasma Decimator is pretty bad.
Its damage gets way better.
I've known
It does. It gets better
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
I've known only one person up here in our meta who is a very good player, a Blood Angels player, but that's the only person I've known to bring just a Castellan.
And he didn't do it for very long.
Did he really?
No. Yeah,
'Cause
yeah,
it's-
for multiple games, including
Yeah.
Urza.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because a Castellan on its own doesn't do a lot.
Well, he is playing Blood Angels, so I guess he won the command points for his Blood Angels. So, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
And what is it? So what is it that makes the Castellan the powerhouse that it is?
It's all the fucking CP.
It's all the command points a Guard Brigade can throw at it.
Yeah.
A Castellan without Order of Companions, without the Warlord trait, without Call's Wrath, it just doesn't perform very well. And so I think a points increase didn't actually fix the problem. Sure, we're not going to see it. We aren't going to see it as much. So I guess it did what they wanted it to do.
Yeah.
The change did what they wanted to, and that you're not going to see it in every list. But I don't think it actually fixed the problem. It just made the Castellan not usable for knight players.
I think that we are going to see the Castellan more now in mid tables. I think we're going to see it more often now. Instead of winning at high tables, winning events. I think the people that are going to take a Castellan because they have a Castellan and they like it.
Yeah.
Instead of competitive players being like, this is the most optimal option.
Right.
So
Like,
I'm
I
going-
have to.
Right, so I'm going to take it.
I
Because
think
it's the best.
I think if you are still going to see knights with with an army, I think there's three that you're going to see. You're going to see either a Crusader,
Yep.
because the Crusader is very self-sustainable.
Yep.
You're going to see a Gallant, because with very few command points and being the cheapest knight of them, a Gallant can put in a lot of work.
Yeah.
Or people are going to go all out, and I don't know from practice how well this will work, but the Porphyrion, the Forge World Knight Porphyrion, is only about 130 points more expensive than the Castellan now.
Yeah.
And it will destroy
It's
things that it points at for the most part.
T9, 30 wounds.
T9, 30 wounds with a 2-up
It's
save.
T9?
Yes.
T9, yeah.
It is 130 points more. It is ballistic skill 2-up,
Yep.
toughness 9 with 30 wounds and a 2-up save base, and it can regenerate a wound at the beginning of every turn.
It shoots Reaper chainswords at you.
Yes, it shoots 4d3, strength 14.
AP5.
Yeah, strength 14, AP.
I think
No, they're AP4.
Is it 4?
I think they're 4.
Fair.
Yeah, it's basically shooting 4d3 Reaper chainsword hits.
Yep.
At
Cool.
Which means raw 6 damage.
Yeah,
If you weren't tracking.
yeah, at ballistic skill 2+.
Yep.
So it doesn't need Order of Companions as much because
Sure
it's got
doesn't.
flat damage. It's got a 2-up ballistic skill. So you already got that out. Rotate Ion Shields on it is only 1 command point because it's not a Dominus class.
I think if you're going to take that, you take it as Crast. And you
You get
take...
the Huntsman.
not even that necessarily. I think you just give it the I think you just want it for the Warlord trait.
The reroll ones.
Can you apply the household traits to the Forge World Knights?
Yeah, you can.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
You
Shows
can't-
how much I know about
You
knights.
can't. The thing is, you can't give them. Yeah, you can't give them a warlord trait or a relic.
Yeah, you can't.
They have to be an
Yep.
actual warlord because the
So
wording on those strategies.
what I just said doesn't actually work unless you put it in the Knight's Lance.
Yeah,
Because
which-
you can't choose as the Knight character.
Yeah, so I think Knight players. I think the Porphyrion might see some use for Knight players.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
It's pretty scary, but
It's expensive.
it's really expensive.
And like I said, I don't have any. I don't know. I'm thinking in theory here. In
We're-
practice, I don't know how it plays
We're
out.
in a weird place right now. I'm not really sure because a lot of things in the meta that just murderize tanks kind of just left. The only thing that was in the meta that still just like eats vehicles alive is the flyer list. Double shooting Dark Troopers just left the game.
Yeah.
They no longer exist.
So you're saying I can bring Predators back?
I think you can try. I think you can definitely try.
I'm gonna try.
Yeah, I think you should
I
try.
think it'd be cool. I would love to see normal vehicles make a comeback.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely possible. I don't know how it's going to all shake out.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see a lot of triple Crusader lists, so I don't know if we're actually going to get to see regular vehicles anymore.
Yeah. I think Knight players, the Triple Crusader list is about the best.
I think that's what they're going to go to.
Especially if they're trying to play pure Knights in the ITC and they can't bring the Guard Battalion anymore.
Right.
They don't need a lot of CP, so you can just.
They're pretty self-sufficient as far as Knights go.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's weird. We're in a new meta right now.
Yeah, with the big changes to the Inari, the loss of the Castellan, those are two of the things that have really just kind of been the rock of
Yeah.
what the current meta is.
That just says, hey, tanks don't get to exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now maybe they can.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll see.
The other night change that I kind of like is just the change on the death grip.
Oh, I forgot
That
about
if
that,
you roll the nat 6, now you break free.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which what I like about that is they set a precedent with that. They've moved to everything else.
Yeah.
As far as I can see, pretty much everything in the game that is a contested characteristic against characteristic,
Yeah.
now a roll of a 6 will always pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So mental onslaught for Genestealer cults is no longer this, hey,
Yeah.
I cast this power,
Yeah.
you take infinite mortal wounds until your model dies because I've got leadership 13 and you have leadership
Not
5.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, which is also in this fact.
Thank
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Like, granted, and I've heard Genestealer players talk about it, and like I have some Genestealer cults.
We
like,
witnessed a knight be melted
Yeah.
by that in a turn in
they
an
don't-
RTT.
They don't have a lot of other options for like flyers.
They don't.
That was their option for flyers, but
Yep.
I don't think it's bad. I think
Yeah.
A couple things for me to sorry for interrupting. You say what you were gonna say.
I was just saying I think the change is good still.
Yeah.
I don't think it should ever go back.
Yep.
But I think this level of change was fine because it still leans it in favor of the Genestealer cult.
Oh yeah.
Because they have to roll a 6.
Right.
But
So-
yeah.
I have a couple things to say about that. One, so if you're the Genestealer player, and hey, this is the only thing I have for the flyer matchup, really. Like I can't really affect it otherwise. Okay, so what happens when you're not in that matchup? When you're not in that matchup and you have tools for everything that you're fighting against, and then your power is broken.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
The power is still broken.
Yeah, absolutely.
It doesn't having a broken power to deal with. I honestly think the flyer list is kind of broken. To deal with another broken element of the game, it's two wrongs don't make a right. Like I don't think you should be able to keep that. I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's why I think the change they made is good.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's fine where it is because it still is in favor of the Genestealer cults.
Mm-hmm.
They still have an answer for flyers that's pretty good,
You can,
but it's not this be all end all. I'm going to make you remove a model.
it's still a great power because the best use now I see for it is if you're against that Plague Bear list that's been eating everybody alive, you have a decent chance to kill their characters. But more importantly, you can murder their banner bearer. And so they're no longer so they're no longer getting dudes back on ones. They no longer auto pass morale on ones. That's a huge blow to that list if you can pull that off.
Screw off my pink horse.
Yeah. So if I'm the patriarch, I can just murder that guy and you no longer get that effect. So I think it's still good.
Yeah,
it's
it
not,
absolutely is still
it's
good.
not fucking broken like it was.
Right. No, I completely agree. I think it's good where it is now.
Yeah, and Death Grip was never an auto thing, but there were situations where it is basically an auto thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was. If you got Death Grip to start rolling in the right circumstances,
Ugh.
it was all but mental onslaught. Like technically,
because you get a smite out of it in the first place.
Yeah.
So
You roll to hit, you get a smite, you
Yep.
get D3, and then you take the strength check. If they fail it,
you take D3
you
more.
take D3. So you have to roll to hit with it initially.
Right,
So it
but you have to roll a cast.
yeah,
the
and there's
second
less
power.
things that can modify the strength to the.
Yeah,
So it wasn't as sure as mental onslaught, but it was pretty damn close.
It was pretty sure. So
Yeah.
I think, in this edition, I really enjoy 6s automatically do this because this edition is so murdery. It's so deadly.
Seriously.
There's so
It's a
many things
bloodbath.
die. So anything that is a defensive buff for stuff, I'll fucking take.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It makes, I mean, just the whole like common thing that you hear of the first turn lasts the longest very much shows
Sure does.
how explosive this edition is.
Yeah.
Is how much longer the first turn is measured versus everything else.
I think that's been super mitigated, weirdly. Like, this edition is so deadly, but I find myself blowing through my first turn. It's my second turn. That takes 1 billion years. Yeah.
I think whichever turn in which you can apply your firepower is the one that takes the longest.
That's fair. And that's
So
just,
for some people, it's second turn. For
that's
some
just the
people,
kind of
it's
list I play, so that's fair.
Some people it's moving 90 pink cores on their first turn.
Yeah, that sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, that's why my army's only got like 6 models in it.
Don't have to move if you don't have to move.
Exactly. If my battle cannon's in range, I don't gotta worry about moving.
Here we go.
So almost like we're planning this. This is going very well.
Oh my God.
The Genestealer flyer thing.
Yep.
Let's move into aircraft.
Aircraft?
Yeah, a whole new keyword.
Which
A
is
whole new keyword.
It's like they're bringing special rules back without doing it.
It's like they listened to our podcast because this is something we suggested.
It actually is.
Hey,
God.
so first of all, pick your poison. I just realized this. That's part of that can now be selected for pick your poison. Well, wait.
They'd have to put it in.
They'd have to put it in.
ITC would have to put it in. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So
I
if they
feel
did
like
it
they
cool, I think you should add more keywords to that
Yeah.
secondary because having 5 is dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like. So I know we just said we'll talk about aircraft, but real quick,
Yeah, real quick.
I think pick your poison should absolutely, basically, it should effectively be like, hey, you can pick 4 of any keyword, any like
I think-
unit type keywords in the game that aren't infantry.
Yes, that's what I was
Like
saying.
obviously they'll have to spell them all out, but to shorthand,
I
it,
think you
like,
should
Yeah.
be able to pick every keyword except infantry.
Yeah.
Because fucking Christ.
Yeah.
Reese said when they first created it that it was a response to Eldar. It's a thing meant for Eldar. When they first came out with that, there were only 4, and Titanic was one of them.
Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
yeah.
So, just shore that one up. All right, cool. On to aircraft.
So, them wanting to just kind of make it so to show their intention that aircraft are flying high above the battlefield.
Yep.
We got some nice little clarifications in how close.
They're straight up new rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, let's see. Yeah. So basically, whenever it makes a model basically kind of move, they can move within 1 inch. So basically, it's stopping move blocking, which was a big thing, which kind of sucks for my Dark Angel list.
Hold up first. So
Yeah.
the aircraft keyword is
Yeah.
applied to everything with the flyer battlefield roll.
No.
No?
Minimum movement.
Anything that has the fly keyword and a minimum movement.
Okay, cool.
Not battlefield rules. So like
Gotcha.
Eldrakes are not aircraft.
You know what that also makes it apply to? The Forge World Guard flyers that are Lords of War.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does. You know what's also really funny about those? They count for boots on the ground because they're not flyer battlefield roll. You have to kill them to boots on the ground to flyer list. Yeah. Fun anecdote. Anyway, so this keyword was added to...
To kind of stop move blocking.
Right.
That was a big thing. Kind of sucks for my Dark Angel list when I was bringing those Dark Talons. Makes me think a little bit differently with those Dark Talons. Because it was very nice to park them right at a alleyway and be like, you can't move your horde up this alleyway.
Sure is.
But,
So,
yeah.
you can move over flyer bases now.
But you can't end
You
on
cannot end on them.
them.
I
Or
think you
end
should be
within
able to-
one.
I think you should be able to just end on them. I don't like.
I get why they are saying that, mostly for like what happens
For
with
the
next
other
turn.
player.
Yeah, next turn when that has to move.
They just pick up their base and just take like 6 Genestealers with them.
Yeah, honestly, deal with it. Like,
Deal with it.
Like, yeah, for real. Like, deal with it. Like, I think you should be able to put. I think I should be able to put my models on your base, as far as flyers go.
Yeah, but then you get rid of the whole precision thing, and you know,
Well, no,
top-
because it's just a raised part of the table. It's the same. It's the same table, just like raised on a base.
Yeah, I don't know. But so yeah, they want to do that to try to stop blocking places, and let's see.
Like Aaron said, move through, can't end on, and I think that makes gallants way better. Because my big problem with taking gallants before was like, hey, aircraft are going to show up, and your Gallant's going to do nothing for either the entire game or like 3 turns.
Yeah. And now there isn't a flyer base out there that a Gallant can't clear in 1 turn.
Yeah, because he moves 12 and can advance and charge.
Yeah.
So like I think great Gallants are back on the menu, boys. Is my initial takeaway from that.
Yeah. And then also, basically, if somehow an aircraft, an enemy aircraft is within 1 inch,
Yeah.
basically the enemy unit can still make a move without having to declare that they're going to fall back.
Yeah. So if my Valkyrie goes into hover mode and charges your tank can just move away. Where before it would get locked up and not be able to shoot if it fell back.
Oh, really? It alters that too.
Yeah, so now,
Oh, wow.
now like my Lehman Russ doesn't have to fall back from your Valkyrie or whatever.
Huh.
Yeah, that's what that rule's for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's for hovercraft specifically, which is great. I don't think flyers should interact with the battlefield at all. I think much like Lord of Wars, flyers were kind of a mistake to introduce to the game, but this is the game we play in now, so it's far too late. It's no use.
Flyers were a mistake.
I think they're genuinely a mistake.
Taylor Pearson, 2019.
They just, if they're going to be in the game, pick a line, and it moves 120 inches down that line. And if that goes off the board, then it goes back into Deep Strike reserves. I don't want to see fucking high speed fighter aircraft on the battlefield. I think that is the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah, I kind of get what you mean. Like, comparatively, it doesn't make a lot of sense, right? Is an infantryman will be able to move 6 inches, while a flyer would go like minimum 20 inches.
Yeah, think about how far that is for that plane. This supersonic jet fighter that is like 30,000 feet in the air. That is like, you are going like 90 miles an hour. You are stalling.
Yeah.
So
you're falling out of the sky.
You're falling out of the sky. So I think they should just blitz down the field on a line. Like, you pick a line and you just fly the plane down that. And if you have missiles specifically that can shoot at the ground, great. They can shoot at normal ballistic skill. Everything else hits on a 6. Because, like...
Sounds like you just want them to be a stratagem.
I want them to be shit. I want them to be like a stratagem. Like a one-use thing. Like, it comes down, it blows up. Because planes are fucking scary for infantrymen. Like, that's not something you want to see coming at you. But to see, like, super F-22 equivalents just like fucking around on the battlefield is like offensive to me on a very deep level. I hate it. So anything I can do to nerf them would be excellent.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming there. But yeah. What do you think about it, Matt? What do you think about it? You don't think about this?
No, in regards to that, like, I totally get what you're saying. I absolutely understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think, personally, I don't think it's flyers that are the problem with that. I think it's the fact that they keep throwing in these air superiority fighters into this game.
Yeah.
And then call them ground attack vehicles. Like,
sorry, yeah, that's what I meant.
So, like, personally, like the Storm Talon, the Storm Raven, the Valkyrie,
Valkyrie
gunship style things, I think absolutely have a place, and I think they behave fine.
Yep, I totally agree with that. That's totally fine.
You get the shit like
the Crimson Hunter Exarch,
the Razorwing Jetfighter, the Stormhawk Interceptor. Like,
why? Yeah, it's ridiculous.
As far as actual since we're talking about the FAQ and actually what we do have instead of what we want it to be.
Yeah, right.
Personally, I think this is a good change.
It's a good change
for sure.
I think
it's needed to happen.
It needed to happen. It's very nice.
Didn't make a lot of sense.
It doesn't kill the flyer list, most importantly, not at all. It just makes it kind of harder to play. And you can still easily block hordes with this.
Yeah.
Because they have to move 30 models over your base.
Yeah.
That's really
and
hard.
not in within 1 inch, yeah.
Right, that's really hard.
Yeah.
So a lot of style lists, like, same basic thing.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to get blocked by this.
Yeah.
So I don't think it went far enough. I do appreciate the change, but yeah, it's not enough.
Yeah.
I heard somewhere that they were thinking about limiting anything with the flyer battlefield keyword or aircraft now to just 3 in an army max. I would like that. I would like it to be 3. I don't think you should be able to take fucking 7 flyers. Get out of here with that. I get this is a competitive thing, and I get that Eldar don't really have anything else at the moment, but it's very offensive to me. I just don't like it. Moving on.
Yeah, so a change that I think we all love to see, and I think that the internet has been screaming about since it happened, the change in fly during all other phases that aren't movement.
But they didn't go far enough with it.
Well, yeah, okay. Yeah, so now, in the charge phase, if you can fly over infantry, right?
You can fly over enemy models.
Yeah.
Enemy models, yeah.
Except unless they have the building keyword.
Yep. You cannot fly over buildings.
Yeah.
Which
I don't know. I don't think that's going to really affect anyone in competitive tables, but
it does. So what they're doing with that clause is they're stopping the, hey, my idiot drops in 9 inches away base to base, but he's like, I got a 3-inch charge if he ignores terrain.
Well, see that, but it's specifically building, and the only things that have the building keyword.
Yeah.
Fortifications.
It's not like terrain.
It's not ruins.
It's
So
fortification
You are
building.
right. It still does that. They still have to do true movement. They don't get the 3-inch movement. That is still there.
Okay.
Like you are right. It's still there, but that's not what that clause is saying.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
They
It's
still have things
building
apply-
and bold.
Yeah.
Okay.
all
Fair.
All they did, yeah, keyword building. So like
Gotcha.
a fucking firestorm readout, macro battery. I don't remember what they're all called.
Hey, have you ever seen a fortification in 8th?
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. Like that, it's there, but it's not going to matter. You are right though in that units with fly do still have to make vertical movement in for their charges. So we're not back to the 0-inch charge.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm 50-50 on this because I mean I think it's necessary for this this verticality thing. But because before when I was thinking about it, right? Before they implemented this movement, like, I loved running my burning chariots. And when I had a burning chariot next to a building and I wanted to charge something in the building, I thought of the burning chariot as anywhere in space that it would be vertically. So it's on the ground, or it could be on the top floor of that building, because it flies, right? And I can't physically represent it being taller. But when I really think about that, it messes with the game entirely. You get those 0-inch charges. You get those ridiculous charges.
Which is dumb.
Yeah.
It's dumb in all cases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if it makes thematic sense, it's dumb.
Yeah, like you're absolutely right. Thematically, you're 100%. Like that burning chariot is you could probably consider it level with like the top of a building.
Yeah.
But yeah, and from a game standpoint, like it absolutely should not be that way. Like having very little in this game should be guaranteed.
I agree.
Yeah. It's a dice game. Yeah.
As much as it sucks to have things like that should be a guarantee not work, like nothing in this game should be an absolute this will work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that takes away the luck, it takes away the strategy.
It's kind of the whole point of the fucking game.
Exactly.
Imagine D&D if you never rolled for anything.
You just said it and it happened. So,
That's called acting.
Yeah. That's just literally acting.
that's just called lying. Looking at you, Tom Cruise.
And yeah.
Cool. Great change. I'm super excited I can charge over stuff in the melee phase now. Or in the charge phase.
This literally affected me in no way.
Did not, you don't play anything with it.
I don't play anything like
I
that.
play
Affected
so many
me
lists.
so well. Yeah.
All because I have all those flying knights. Oh my god, if I had a flying knight.
We're about to have a flying dreadnought.
We already have a flying dreadnought. It's called Blood Angels.
Okay, but they're getting an actual dreadnought with a jetpack.
Why?
I don't know.
That's dumb.
Heresy, I guess?
I don't like that.
Yeah, they put a jetpack on a dreadnought. It's gonna be awesome.
That's like some orc shit.
Heresy, I guess.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, does that mean I can just take like a Death Strike missile and strap it to the back of one of my dreadnoughts and call it good to go?
God, I fucking hope
That's
so.
happening.
Yeah, that's fair. So,
So,
It's the
Yeah.
ICBD. The Intercontinental Ballistic Dreadnought.
hell yeah.
You cannot stop it.
so here's something
Fly me,
actually.
North Korea.
Got so many mortal wounds.
Here's something actually too to bring up with flyers. Now we have edge of battlefield changes.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's something that. So they changed and clarified this because before, if something didn't have a base and a part of it was hanging off of the battlefield, it was destroyed.
Right.
But if it had a base and like a flyer with wings, and the base was on the battlefield, it was fine.
You could put that bitch as far as you wanted.
Yeah. Now, both the model and its base needs to be wholly within the battlefield. That wing cannot stick off the table.
Yep.
Yep. So,
So get down on all levels and line that stuff up, guys.
Make sure. I'll take this change. I don't play flyers. It doesn't affect me in a negative way. I guess it does because it's not just flyers.
I'm wondering if it's it's like a little nerf to them a little bit to
they have to be way more careful around the battlefield edge, right?
Yeah.
Because normally you could just hey, my idiot's here, I don't care.
It effectively kind of creates a rim around the battlefield that they just can't go in.
Yeah, which is fine. I'm kind of whatever on this change. It's going to be a great gotcha when it comes up.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be one of those things people are going to have to learn, but I don't think it makes a huge change because it was already you couldn't go off. Now it's just the area that has to be on is a little bit more.
Yeah. So
it's just going to get people until people get used to it, and then I think it'll make a big difference.
Pretty much.
It's important to notice.
It is important now because your models will die, but it's I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Yeah. Well, I think from here, let's go ahead and take a quick break, and then we'll be back with talking about a few more things from the FAQ. Yeah. Welcome back, everyone, to the Dark Imperium Dive Bar. We're going to go ahead and continue here with the FAQ. We are... Where are we?
Who am I?
So we're going to talk about the bolter discipline.
Yeah.
Some changes to that.
Continue on with the fact change.
Yeah, more things that make me sad.
So what changed? Vehicles?
Things make me sad.
It makes everyone sad.
Yeah.
So the big change with bolter discipline, the first big change,
Right.
Is they took it away from vehicles.
They sure did.
Like everything else with Space Marines, they just took away the special rules from the vehicles.
They don't get to have
for
vehicles.
no real reason.
Yeah.
Why can't we have...
Absolutely not.
Why can't we have fun?
No chance.
No.
It's dumb.
Because the Land Raider Crusader was the one with the...
Every
Hurricane bolters?
Yeah. Every
Yes.
vehicle with a bolter gun got way better.
Yeah. Even just the Storm Bolter on them got better.
Like it was like, cool, I'll pay 2 points for that.
Yeah.
Great.
The Land Raider Crusader, which is already my favorite Land Raider by a long shot.
It had like 3 Hurricane bolters, 3 or 2.
2 Hurricane Bolters and a Storm Bolter, and then a twin assault cannon.
That's what it was.
You put out all the bullets.
Yeah, it's awesome. So I'll take the time. So that sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks a lot.
Yeah.
I don't really understand the change. It's not like Space Marine vehicles were like taking over the meta.
No.
It just kind of sucks.
They were bad before. They got a tiny bit better, so they were like mediocre.
Yeah.
And now they're just back to bad.
Which great, awesome. I appreciate it.
So why?
I don't know. I have literally no idea.
Do Centurions count as vehicles?
No.
Centurions have their own keyword, and they kept it.
And they kept it. Maybe this was meant to hit repulsors.
Maybe, but even repulsors weren't getting a whole lot from it.
The 2 lists with repulsors did place second and third edge repulsor GT, but that is a very stringent GT, and that is not indicative of the rest of the meta.
What was a repulsor really getting from that? Like,
it was Blood Angels.
Actually,
I lied. It was the third place list was a Blood Angels list, pure Blood Angels, by the way. With it was pure tournament. That's why, duh. And it had like 2 repulsors in it, so nothing. And then the second list, number 2 list, had like 3 Stormhammers, something like that. Yeah, which are Baneblade variants.
Yeah. Because even a repulsor, like it definitely got better, but I think they could have 3 Storm Bolters on them.
I think they have Hurricane in there somewhere.
They do.
It has too many guns. I have no idea.
Okay, so the only rapid fire
cannons.
weapons, the only rapid fire weapons on a repulsor are Storm Bolters.
Okay, fair.
It can have a lot of shots, but you can give it a heavy onslaught cannon, and it's got a twin heavy bolter in the front, so you can give it a lot of shots.
Fair play.
But as far as what it was getting from bolter discipline, I think it gets like 6 more shots.
I guess I just hate the Land Raider Crusader.
Yeah, apparently.
They just hate that one.
But Centurions are still pretty fucking good.
They're still pretty fucking good.
Each one puts out 18 shots at 24 inches.
And they're really good.
And they come in squads of 3 at least.
Yeah, and they ignore cover, and they
ignore cover. They can move and shoot their heavy weapons with no penalty.
They're pretty cool.
Centurions,
they're still really fragile for their cost.
Yeah, they're 70 points each. Toughness 5, 3 wounds with a 2-up save. They're decently durable.
They're
but
fine-ish.
If you point real firepower at them, they go away.
Yeah, it sucks, but they're really cool. I like them. Adding on to the bolter discipline realm, I'm just going to talk about Deathwatch for a second.
Yeah, that was going to be my next big thing.
Yeah, so there were a couple of Deathwatch changes. One, Deathwatch can no longer use Special Initiative Edition with bolter discipline. You still have access to both. You cannot combine them.
Right.
So Deathwatch Bikers just got way worse, which sucks because I thought that was super cool tech. Primaris Deathwatch just got way worse because now you can't put 10 in Ruin and just blap at people.
Blap blap.
It wasn't too good. Probably.
I didn't see it ever.
We don't really have a lot of Deathwatch players up
It's
here.
we don't.
literally me and Kevin.
Yeah.
That's it.
And you haven't played them in a
I haven't
while.
played them since Ursa.
Yeah. And Kevin's out in the valley, so
Sure is.
we don't really see him very much.
They're way more popular out in Europe because Europe had a large Coven problem for a while, and Deathwatch is really good versus Coven. So
When you said that, I thought actual witches.
I mean,
You heard about a real big coven problem. And
witches-
then, it came over to Salem, Massachusetts.
witches are a unit in the Dark Eldar Codex. It's all coming together. Wake up, sheeple.
Wake up, sheeple.
Wake up, sheeple. So that sucks. The second change is just the biggest kick in the dick I've ever seen. So the
biggest?
Yeah. So the Corvus Blackstar is a shit model. Excuse me. It's a shit unit. It's a fucking awesome
I
model.
was about to say, it's better than the other Space Marine
Fucking-
flyers.
It sucks ass. It's a bad unit. It had a Hurricane Bolter, so that got taken away, and then they took away its Warrior option.
Yeah.
So it used to have a 5-point upgrade that was either reroll ones, or if a unit with fly shoots at you, they get a -1 to hit. They just completely took that away. Why? I don't know.
Oh no, I just realized something.
So
Dark Talons.
yeah, they got way worse.
Dark Angels.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is nowhere near worth the 200 points
No.
anymore.
Nope.
No, it's not.
Not at all.
Especially with the aircraft change.
Every Space Marine vehicle with a Hurricane Bolter went back to really not being worth taking.
Yep. So yeah, you're.
The
I'm
only
not-
exception
thing I didn't paint them.
Yeah, true.
The only exception might be an Ironclad Dreadnought. No, Dreadnought still benefit from it.
Dreadnought still got it. Yeah.
So the Ironclad Dreadnought is still solid.
Yep. So yeah, I don't know why they took my war gear away. It's 5 points. The Corvus sucks. Why did you do this to me?
That's what happens whenever I open the Space Marine Codex.
Yeah, that's fair. So that's the Deathwatch changes.
Yeah.
They clarified some other stuff, like you can now definitely take bikers in the teleport stratagem. They clarified how the different models in that unit work for transports and stuff like that. But that was already pretty clear anyway.
Yeah, they just made it.
They just wrote it down. So yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah. So, I think the last change in the BRB is the assassin change, yeah?
You sat in prepared positions, got a slight tweak.
Cool.
They
Wobbly
basically just
model.
Well, I don't think the Wobbly model is different. I'm pretty sure it's the same.
It's in here. Let me see what they changed real quick with that.
with prepared positions real quick, just to get out of the way, because it's a small thing.
Yeah.
Basically, they just made it to where aircraft and things with the flyer battlefield role don't get it, which
good.
they never should have.
No, never.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So they just specified that, which is good.
Prepared positions.
Are you telling me you never put a camo net on a plane?
Yeah, you
That's ridiculous.
If-
You do that every time.
don't put your F-22 in the foxhole?
Yeah, come on.
Come on. Jesus Christ.
This is why people lose wars against us.
Yep, they didn't put their tanks.
Yeah.
Like
They don't paint their planes in camouflage pattern like we
It's
do.
true. They didn't hide their communications tower.
Yeah.
So
Put it in the foxhole. Put me in the foxhole. I am the foxhole.
Wobbly model has actually honestly confused me for a long time. I don't know if this is how they rolled it anyways, but basically they clarify in the fact that they did not mean for Wobbly model to be like, oh, this is kind of like, kind of scary. It's not really standing right. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to put it down here because of that. It was more just, this is the third floor of a building. I painted this model that I really like. I'm going to put it down here. He's up there. It has to solidly sit there. It cannot, because I think before, I saw a lot of people who assumed Wobbly model was, this model's kind of fitting there, but like, it's not quite standing up straight, so I'm going to put it over here and declare Wobbly model. You can't do that anymore. It has to fully, completely be able to stand on its own flat.
That also kind of doesn't matter because ITC has their own Wobbly model thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so like, I know this doesn't work for an audio format at all, but I have a dude here. I can. It's like a half-inch away. I could never put a model there for real, but if I can put the fucking tippiest tip of my model somewhere on that, then he can stand there and fight you. And that's the ITC's version.
And the reason ITC does that is because it helps prevent blocking off people from reaching a level of ruins and charging you.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, that's. I wanted to just add that though because who knows?
I have
Maybe
no idea.
maybe ITC will.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think is in the assassin change.
Yep.
Yeah.
So assassins, they went from operator requisition sanctioned, which is I summoned an assassin for 85 points, went from 1 CP to 2.
Yep.
That doesn't sound like a big change. I used to run an assassin in my admech list. I no longer do. 2 CP is way too much to ask for my list specifically.
Right. I think I think it's a good change because now it went from every Imperial list will have an assassin to you got to think about it a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think 2 CP is still reasonable.
It's totally reasonable.
I
If
think
it
it-
was 3, never. 2, reasonable.
I think 2 is reasonable, but yeah, I agree. Like some lists, just that's not going to be. It's not enough.
I can't afford it.
Yeah.
I have way too much CP to send on that list.
Yep.
So that's cool. I'm glad. Like auto includes suck shit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
take
for
as
sure.
many of those out of the game as you possibly can. So good change. Cool. Next one I want to talk about is Guard. Guard got a lot of clarifications and a lot of weird nerfs that weren't really like around a lot. So the biggest, most obvious nerf is grav shoot insertion. Grav shoot insertion is when you fly a Valkyrie with dudes, and you drop them out when you move the Valkyrie. Before, since you dropped them out during the movement phase, they could still move in the movement phase because they wasn't at the end. Now you no longer can. So you can no longer get 3-inch bullrun charges, and you can no longer get like scions with the with like say the new Vigilance attachment. You can no longer get them into half range because they can't move up anymore. So it nerfed a bunch of stuff like that, which kind of sucks because none of that really saw play. But it's like we said before, getting a guarantee to anything is dumb.
Yeah.
So it's better.
Sorry,
But-
did you also say the Bulgrins are 2-up in Vuln?
No. Bulgrins.
Did that change?
That changed last Big Fact 1,
Okay.
I want to say.
So
I think so.
Because they actually, with this one, changed the Grey Knights now, so they can't get their 2-up in Vuln anymore
That's correct.
either.
yep.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah.
A lot of this fact is taking out the feel bad shit in the game.
Yeah.
Which, great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. I think some of what they changed here is a little.
Did you
unnecessary.
really need to kick Grey Knights in the dick?
Yeah.
Did you really need to do that?
Yeah.
No. It's fine.
Did you really need to make Space Marine vehicles worse?
Did you?
No.
No.
Kick them all
But-
down.
But for the most part, I think a lot of these are fine. There's nothing.
There was a change to, I think, how Ratlings infiltrate. It just made them so you have to deploy 18 away instead of 9 away like normal infiltrate, which fucking whatever. So, Volley Fire, which is, I believe, the Mordian stratagem, the way it was worded before is you roll a 6 to hit with this weapon, you get to shoot the weapon again. So people would take mortars and roll d6 and then hit with and get a 6 and then roll d6 more.
Ooh.
So raw, that totally worked. They absolutely worked. They fixed it so it no longer does.
Which is yeah.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't do that,
Yeah.
but it's cool.
It was neat.
It was
yeah.
neat. I liked it. And they changed the Dagger of Tusa to be Astra Militarum infantry only. Before it said only infantry. So hey, you want to infiltrate 9 custodian wardens? Go for it. You can do that. No longer can. And I think that's like they changed Petrov's Mark 45 to be Pistol 2. Who cares? And they clarified that you cannot move out of if you fell back.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
They did a bunch of this. Any unit that could do something or fall back and do something no longer can.
yeah.
That involves advancing in any way.
yeah.
Like the Solitaire no longer can. You can no longer blitz and advance at the same time, or fall back and blitz and advance, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is fair.
Which is fair.
So many movement changes. We also didn't mention that once when infantry now disembark from a vehicle after it's destroyed, they can't charge that turn.
Yeah, they didn't.
Yeah.
We forgot about that.
I actually missed that.
That's in
Yeah.
the big fact. Yeah, that's in the big one. Yeah.
So
So if a vehicle's destroyed, you can't charge.
Yeah.
there was this strategy that berserkers would do. Is
Right.
they would put a combi plasma on their rhino
Right,
and try to blow themselves up
Yeah.
to get a turn 1 charge. That no longer works.
Okay. That's fair.
I love that.
That's hilarious.
I love that
That's super
because
funny.
now, I mean, it kind of still it kicks Space Wolves in the dick, but
Sure.
I mean, for instance, the the Wolfen flyer bomb. You just fly a flyer straight towards someone, and if they don't blow it up, you're either going to disembark your Wolfen and they're going to charge, or they're going to blow up the flyer and you're still going to charge.
Yeah. So, also, it also works for, like, say you're charging a venom full of Cabalites into something, and you blow up the venom, they can't charge you.
They can't then charge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so stuff like that, which, fair enough. Those were all super fringe cases. I didn't
Yeah.
think they were paying attention to anything like that, but fair play. And that's all I really have to say about Guard. The next one is Tau. Tau is super short. So, Tau got a really neat change with Master of War, which is their Kauyon or Montcalm ability. You now get to choose who's affected by it,
Which is really cool.
which is really cool. So before at the beginning of the battle round, I think it's your turn.
I think
It's your turn. You get to pick. You say, "Hey, Commander, do Montcalm," which is, I believe, is the real all. No,
Kauyon is their role.
But you can't move.
Right.
So if you accidentally left like an infantry squad that needs to fall back within 6 inches of your commander, if you declare that, you just fucked up and you can't shoot whatever's in combat with your guys.
Yeah.
You now can choose, which is great. That is an awesome quality of life change.
Yep, that's definitely good. I'm glad it did that.
Yeah, for sure. I don't. Something about stimulant injectors, which who cares? They did clarify. So Tau Sept can only overwatch on 5s if they are overwatching with somebody else. If they are alone, they no longer get overwatch on 5s because of how their Sept triggers.
Okay.
Which was unclear before this. It's now clarified.
Okay.
So if you catch a Tau unit alone, charge it. They only get 6s.
Yeah.
Which cool, great. Kind of sucks for Tau players, but when is your Tau units alone?
Yeah. There's 2 things in the Space Marine one I want to talk about.
Okay.
Both of which I think are kind of big deals for that army. One of them is actually something a lot of people do. It's with the flak missile and hellfire shell stratagem.
Yeah, they did change that. Yeah.
They changed it because something a lot of people would do
Yep.
is they'd throw hellfire shells on a heavy bolter, and then they'd Armorium Cherub that heavy bolter fire a second time, still under the effect of the hellfire shells.
And they take a missile for flak missile.
Yeah, and they can take a missile for flak missile. That no longer works.
Yep.
So when you use the Armorium Cherub to fire a second time, the hellfire round no longer, or flak missile, whichever one you're using,
Yep.
no longer applies for that second round of shooting.
Yep. Which
that was something you were seeing it a fair.
you were seeing it a lot. I don't think it was a press. Sure, doing 3d3 mortal wounds for 2 CP is kind of like, oh man, that sucks. But I don't. You're still taking Devastators. They're still Marine. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really feel like that nerf was warranted.
I don't think so either, but it's definitely a big change.
Yeah, it definitely sucks.
And then the other one, which I think this one, I don't know if it's going to show up, but I think the ruling on it is really dumb for what it implies.
Yeah.
And that's the drop pod change.
Oh my god.
So,
I hate this change.
Yeah. So what they did for drop pods is they basically specified where you measure distance to and from on it. And what they've decided is you measure distance from any part of the model, which is how everything else in the game works. I get it.
However,
the problem is most things in the game aren't fairly disposable units that can drop down, cover up approximately an 8-inch area of the board, and interlock with each other to create walls of impassable area.
a drop pod without its doors is approximately like 3 inches across.
Like 4.
4? Sure.
Yeah.
A drop pod with its doors down is like 10 inches across.
Yeah.
It's huge.
And the doors you can kind of interlock the doors in a way
So you just don't
with
get to
other
move.
drop pods.
Yeah.
So you can create a wall with drop pods now, and you can't move across this. Sure, it's a drop pod. It's not that hard to
But what
kill.
if your scatter dice roll bad?
That's not a thing anymore.
Oh no.
That was barely a thing before with drop pods. They didn't give a shit.
Yeah, they just.
That's why I loved them.
I move kind of a little bit to the left and I'm fine.
Yeah.
So that's.
I don't know if we're going to see drop pods because of this, because they're still fairly kind of expensive.
I think we're going to see a couple meme lists go 3 and 2.
You'll see them
Yeah.
out of me.
I honestly think, like, with Space Marine, I could honestly see, like, 2 drop pods with, like, Stern Guard in there or something like that.
Mhm.
You drop in, you hit fucking unerring marksmanship, I think is what it's called.
I think so.
And they get +1 to wound with their special issue bolters.
I honestly,
That's not bad.
Honestly, I could see taking a unit, 3 units of tactical marines and 3 drop pods, and just kind of like, I need to wall off this part of the map, and just doing it.
Yeah.
Um,
Basically, the big part of it is allowing you to just create a part of the board that goes, you have to kill all of these, or you can't come this way.
Yeah.
You're just not allowed to, because you
and we
can't pass through
we
it.
we were just talking about move blocking and how that was kind of fixed for flyers, and they
Right.
just made it worse for this specific unit.
Yeah.
I don't really get that.
Yeah.
I think this change is dumb.
I agree.
Well, at least you have to take this specific unit now.
You do.
Which,
And they do
I
kind of
mean,
suck, so fair play.
They do.
Asmodee's limo ride. It's going to happen.
I still think that's
and
fucking
drop
awesome.
pods are worse now because they don't get the storm bolter discipline.
Yeah, look at that.
Fair enough. Fair play.
Oh man, guys, I really want to talk about clarifications made for the Thousand Suns
All right, let's see it.
because they are very important clarifications. This one is supposed for the Thousand Sun and Tzeentch kind of discipline, Gates of Fate. Any Tzeentch demons have access to this. So before, it was very ambiguous. Basically, it was on a 5 or 6. I think it was 5. Probably 6.
It was a 5.
You were allowed 1 free reroll until the end of your turn. Now, rules as written before, that meant charge rolls or even psychic tests that you take after that meant that was a reroll. You like a lot of people were taking that as okay, I can reroll both dice.
Because there's an ambiguation in they used dice instead of die.
Yeah.
So it was you can reroll the whole test because they use the plural instead of the
Yeah.
singular, which they went to, obviously.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could reroll the whole test
So now,
or the whole charge or whatever.
yeah. So now it reads as pull this up real quick.
It's the same wording as the stratagem for rerolling a dice, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's if manifested till end of turn, you can reroll 1 single dice roll
Yep.
that you have rolled. So
So-
they still use dice, but they say that 1 single.
Yeah.
So that's a big clarification. A bigger clarification that I felt like I was so set in and was like, nope, you have to do it this way. You can't do it any other way. Every other way is wrong. When a rubric marine, when an aspiring sorcerer is a part of a rubric marine squad, now perils, you can consolidate those mortal wounds to the rubric marines.
Oh, did they clarify that?
They clarified that.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah. I was always like, no, that's the psyker. The psyker takes the wounds, and then the psyker blows up. But now you actually can spill it over onto the squad.
That's cool.
Which now makes those far less terrifying to take. I mean, they're still power level 7 and can be marked for death in ITC.
As a 5.
But yeah, as a 5-man. But now it's way less terrifying to take them.
You don't have to lose your aspiring, which is cool.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to lose your aspiring and then D3 rubrics.
Yeah.
Because your aspiring will then blow up.
Yeah. Do the rubrics not blow up?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they're counted as a psyker unit even if the aspiring blows up and is killed.
Right.
But, no, rubrics won't blow up.
Oh, neat. Okay.
Yeah.
Valid.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I'm pretty hyped about those changes and clarifications for my armies.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is there anything else in there?
Mostly Chaos Spawn stuff. Just where you should put Chaos Spawn, which is basically like in Bolt of Change or anything like that. If you slay something, set up a chaos spawn that is at least within 6 of one of your things, and
more
not
than
with
1 inch.
Yeah,
away.
and more than 1 inch away of whatever it is before removing it.
Because before it was not like that. You could blow up your own character
Yeah.
and put it into combat with something.
Yeah.
The more than 1 inch away clause was not there. So with some clever movement, you could lock up some shit you shouldn't be able to lock up, which was
Yeah.
cool. I'm glad they took that away. It's
Yeah.
fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Fucking annoying.
I didn't see it come up much, but yeah. It
Definitely-
definitely needed to be taken away for healthy clarification.
Definitely a toolbox item that I don't really agree with them having, so that's gone. I think that does it for the Psychic Boys, yeah?
Yeah, that's pretty much it for the Thousand Suns.
Okay, cool. I'll talk about AdMech then, it's pretty short. They clarified clandestine infiltration so that you can only use it one time on a specific unit, right?
Yeah.
I'm not dumb? Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I got it. Yeah, so that's nice. I guess before that was not clear, and people were thinking you could move it multiple times.
Yeah.
Because you can use a strategy multiple times, but you can't use a strategy more on the unit more than once anyway. I don't really. That's just ignoring parts of the rules, so that's dumb.
I don't think there's anything that actually says,
Are you sure?
because I think the thing being that
I might be thinking it's like it does.
yeah, psychic powers can only be on one unit at a time.
Yeah.
I think the thing that limited stratagems in the past was that you could only use them once per turn anyway. And most pregame ones don't do anything if you keep using them on the same unit.
Valid.
Most
Okay.
of them, but this one did.
Fair.
So
Fair
I
play.
think it was one of those things that wasn't specified because it wasn't really an issue for most anything else.
Okay, cool. Then never mind. I take it back. People who do that are not
You
idiots. I'm the dumb here. So that's the change. They updated the Knight of the Cog, or not the Knight of the Cog, the rotate Ion Shield stratagem in their book to uppy same things. No 3++ for knights.
Yep.
Which cool. And they clarified some like Rage of the Machine stuff. So people, I guess it was a question. Rage of the Machine says you ignore assault, or you ignore the heavy penalties for moving and firing a weapon for one vehicle. I guess people thought that could mean a unit of Castellans. It clearly says one vehicle, so one model.
Right.
So they clarified that. They clarified when Fulgrites get their 3++, and Goriah units cannot take a Feel No Pain and their refusal to yield, despite refusal to yield not being a Feel No Pain.
Okay.
So fair enough, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's all there is for the AdMech one.
Yeah. A lot, like we said before, a lot of these are just kind of. It seems like
It's just
most of this is quality of life changes.
It's literally,
Yeah.
I think, like one Games Workshop employee just like, all right, you motherfuckers, I'm gonna get you. And
Gonna stop you from messing around.
and just went through Reddit for like a month.
He's the one guy that actually plays this game in their whole company.
Yeah, he's the one guy. He just went through Reddit for a month and was like, all right, this is all the bullshit. Here's all the fixes for it. Fuck you.
You know that's represented here with one of the Custodes ones, which is literally, can a biker do stooping dive if they're within 1 inches of an enemy?
Nope. No, they can't.
They can't do it now.
Which obviously they couldn't before. You can't charge something if you're within an inch because you've already been charged.
Yeah, but people are still trying to do it.
So dumb. God.
So thank you, Games Workshop employee.
Yeah, thank you, nameless hero.
Random dude.
Random nameless hero.
Yes.
The nameless king.
No.
Yeah.
I don't need to be reminded of that man again.
No, I love that man.
No.
Yes, the nameless king is my fucking hero.
Get him away
He's so cool. He's gonna shoot lightning at me right now.
No.
I am a bionic god.
Zap.
No, I don't need to name this game.
No, it's
not
time.
anymore. Three things in the Chaos Marine thing I think are kind of important.
Oh my God.
For Chaos players, I think they'll be important.
Right.
One of them is the big one that I think a lot of people have noticed. Legion traits, and they now just apply to characters, meaning Warhammer Community wasn't wrong. The Lord Discordant does get Legion traits. They were just wrong beforehand.
That guy that wrote that is now so fucking vindicated.
Oh yeah, but, like, the guy that made that article in the first place, just like I fucking knew
I
it.
fucking told all of you assholes.
This is what happened. I told you.
I was
Alpha
right.
Legionnaire, Lord Discordant is the big sneaky boy.
Big sneaky
Fuck
boy.
all of you.
Yeah.
I was right.
He's the winner of the internet.
Fucking
With this
screaming it across the internet. I love that man. That's my hero.
There's
Alright.
just a wall.
So that's one.
Yep.
They clarified the points cost for obliterators because there was a big confusion there for a while. They
Yep.
are 115 points,
Yep.
which
Duh.
fine. Yeah, there was no way they were going to stay
Which-
65.
Duh.
Fucking Christ,
I
you
wish
guys.
they were like 95.
Yeah, I
I think
don't.
95 would have
Yeah.
been great.
I don't think they should-
115 is still totally reasonable.
Yeah, I don't think they should be 115, but they weren't fucking 65, you troglodytes.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
I definitely played a game where they were 65 because I could.
Yeah, you could.
The
I
other
think I
one-
played against. Yeah.
A lot of people were running over
Yeah.
65 because it was the most recent rules print.
Sure were.
Yep.
The other thing, I don't know if you're aware of this, but World Eaters,
Yeah, the attack change.
the attack change for
Yep.
Khorne Berserker, World Eaters in general, but it really affects Khorne Berserkers.
Everything with this ability.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what they said, it's basically, it's asking when the World Eater trait is they get an extra attack turn they charge.
Yep.
It's asking, do they have that for the entire turn, the turn they when they charge? And the answer is a resounding no.
Yep.
They only get it the first time they attack.
So no fight twice and get that extra attack.
Right.
Yep.
Whereas
So-
before it was, and honestly with the way it was written before, it was that way.
Yeah,
it
totally.
wasn't really ambiguous. It was just straight up,
It was-
they just
they
got
told
that.
they totally get it.
Yeah.
But they've decided that that's not how they want to work it.
So you lose that attack for the second fight.
Right. So Khorne Berserkers,
And that applies to a lot of stuff, like Blood Angel players, like Death Company, correct? They get the +1 attack when they charge.
So, I actually don't know if Blood Angels
They
got hit with
didn't.
that too.
Oh,
They
did they
didn't
not?
change anything in the Blood Angels fact about
Oh
that.
my
no.
god, I'm a big liar. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we'll double check real quick, but
I got,
it would make sense that they would.
I thought that was across everything that had the +1 attack. Like I thought the Frozen Stars got that as well, but I could be totally wrong.
If you can't tell, we are reading this as we're talking.
Literally,
about it.
we had no plans.
We didn't do our homework. Sorry.
Homework's for nerds.
Homework is for huge nerds.
Yeah, Blood Angels did not get hit with
Yeah.
anything like that.
Oh my god, never fucking mind
Yeah,
that.
it's just chaos because
Get shit on Khorne Berserkers,
Yeah.
I guess. But
which is why you should just take Noise Marines with chainswords as your close combat weapon.
you're not even wrong. So, that change sucks, but the change to characters getting the Legion traits is so awesome.
Yeah.
Because now, like, your Core Lord on whatever fucking demon...
Juggernaut.
There we go.
He gets it now.
He gets it now.
Your
He always-
guy on a angry steam rhino finally gets Legion traits.
He always should have.
Yep.
It's fucking ridiculous that they never got it.
Yeah.
We've talked about Space Marine things not getting their fucking Legion traits or chapter traits or
Ooh.
whatever, and how dumb that is.
I love the idea of the Master of Executions getting.
You already had it.
You already had it. He's an infantry character. He's not right on with it.
Oh, he's a Black Legion character.
He's
No,
just an infantry boy.
He's just a character. He's just a
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
you
sorry.
mean the Disco Lord?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I didn't know that this was a change from all characters that are on vehicles and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, before it was just infantry, hellbrutes,
'Cause I was like-
and demon princes.
And
Yeah, 'cause
bikers.
I'm
And
like-
bikers.
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah, before it was infantry, bikers, hellbrutes, and demon princes. Not keyword demon princes, just
Yeah.
demon princes got it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now they've just made it characters, infantry, bikers, and hellbrutes.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
Which
yeah.
really is what it should have
Fucking
been.
always. So the boy you stick on a ride now gets it, which is cool.
Yeah.
Which means, I said this when we talked about them originally, I think Disco Lords are really fucking good. This just makes them better. So, like, a Flawless Host Disco Lord with the Advance and Charge trait from Vigilus,
Yes.
like, that's fucking legit.
That reminds me. Flawless Host, the Purge,
Brazen Beasts?
Brazen Beast, and the Scourge.
The Scourge.
Are locked into a specific god now.
Yep.
Like they really should have been.
They
from the beginning.
always should have been.
Yep.
Purge is Nurgle, Scourge is Tzeentch, Brazen is Khorne.
and Flawless Host is Slash.
Yep.
They all have to have that mark.
All
now,
their
which
gods they had.
They should have originally.
So I want to
from
talk about the
beginning.
Purge for a second. Not
No.
even like a competitive thing. I think they're fucking hilarious. So like their whole big claim to fame is that they killed like 14 billion people in a month. That's not even one hive.
Yeah.
That's not even.
You want to start the world leaders?
It's not even one hive.
The world leaders killed more and faster.
Yeah. It's so like shut up. You fucking nerds. Get out of here. I just want to shit on them for a second.
That's fair.
Yeah.
The Purge they're like scene kids.
They are huge emo boys.
They're not even. They're just scene kids.
Yeah, their strategy's really good though. I think Purge are really good, especially with dreadnoughts, because you can pay CP to have your dreadnought shoot into combat, or you can have your fucking obliterators shoot into combat.
You know who else can do that? Valhalla.
Yeah, but
No, there's no buts. Valhalla's better.
It's I think it's sure, but you can have plague bearers charge into stuff, tie it up, and then on your next turn have obliterators fucking murder it. Yeah, I think that's awesome.
That is pretty awesome.
So, and their butcher cannons on their dreadnoughts are so good, because here's a discussion we should have. So sequentially, fast dice is legal but cheating, because you're supposed to resolve each shot one at a time. So hit, wound, save, which means. So are you familiar with what the Purge's tactic is? I'm just going to take that as a no.
Yeah, take it as a no. I have Vigils Ablaze literally sitting next to me.
Right.
So I'll pull it up anyway so we get the actual things. But
So
go ahead and start paraphrasing.
Cool. So Purge units, when they shoot at a unit that has been wounded, they get to reroll hits against it. So if you resolve your dice one at a time and you get a wound through, you then get rerolls for the rest of your dice. That was pretty contentious, but totally works, rules as written.
Oh yeah, it's the same thing as marker lights for Tau.
Yeah, but microlights don't have to wound and save is the big thing.
Yeah.
So that, as far as I understand and can read rules, that totally works. But we were talking about that now. What were we talking about?
No, we're talking about Renegade Chapter.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh
Yeah,
God,
we
I'm
were.
so smart.
Yeah,
Look at me.
that's how this came up.
Oh God, I am so
God.
smart.
Don't make assumptions
My
like that.
brain is
but
so huge.
big
So
brain boy.
yeah, but the Purge and the Flawless Toast, I think, are the really big winners of the four. I think they're really good.
Yeah.
And like I'm sure you guys are familiar with the Flawless Host, like Chain Lord, that just puts out 1 billion attacks and 1 billion mortal wounds.
He can't do it. I mean, he can put out 1 billion. He doesn't.
The chain.
So the chain sword
Yeah.
can't be used by Flawless Host.
Right.
'Cause
Yeah.
it's a Black Legion trait.
Yeah.
They can take the Warlord trait.
For just 1 million attacks.
Yeah. So
Right, because sorry.
we
The
talked about this in the first episode.
yeah, we did. The Demon Prince is the one who gets that, and then the Chain Lord is Black Legion.
Yeah. The Chain Lord is Black Legion. The Flawless is Demon Prince with the claws.
Yeah.
He's put out a fuck ton
Fucking million attacks.
little finger pricks.
Yeah. That's the sound he makes.
Yeah. He's like the dude from Monsters Inc. with all the tentacles.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Little finger pricks. It's strength 7.
They're little.
Yeah,
Don't
look
worry about it.
well, I mean, look at the model. They're so thin.
Yeah.
He just fucking kind of pokes you.
Just fucking kind of pokes you.
It's the big unfortunate.
Throw a Herald of Slanesh next to him, though.
Or
Or
you throw a greater possessed of Slanesh next to him.
you put
Both.
Sizikul?
That's not a real word.
Sizikul? What is the fucking Demon Prince character? With the herald on his back.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
both the Demon Prince and Herald. Yeah.
That fucking guy.
I don't know.
I think it's Sizikul.
I know nothing about that.
Oh. About its name? Or about the unit?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, it's dope.
I haven't looked at any of the new Slanesh stuff yet as much as I want to.
Oh my
Skewing away from
fucking
the fact for
Oh
a
my
moment.
fucking god. Okay, so we're gonna talk about this Demon Prince for a second. So one, he is a Herald and a Demon Prince, so he gets
Right.
+1 strength within 6 and reroll 1s to hit.
Cool.
Hits on 2s. He has 8 attacks
That's a lot.
at strength, I think 7 because of his +1 strength. AP, I think 2, 3 damage.
Well, if he's a normal Demon Prince, he should be strength 7.
Okay, so cool. So probably strength 8. I'm not looking at the profile. I'm going off memory. But he has 8 attacks base with that weapon. He also, the lady on his back is just another weapon profile. She has 8 attacks. Well, they share the same pool.
Yeah.
Her weapon, whenever you roll to hit with it, you roll D3 attacks instead of 1.
That's a lot of attacks.
So that lady gets 8 D3 attacks at strength 5, AP 1 damage when she swings.
I did see the thing that said after he consolidates,
He gets to fight.
He can fight again with the other weapon
With the profile he
against
didn't
a
use.
different unit.
Same unit.
I think I saw something that has to be a different unit.
You might be right. I'm not looking at the profile. I'm pretty sure he can fight whatever he just fought, though. Pretty sure.
Okay. We'll
But-
figure that part out.
But yeah,
But I know he can. I know he has a way to attack.
Yeah, so he has 8 D3 plus 8 attacks if he lives through combat.
Yeah, that's quite a few.
That's fucking
Oh,
bananas.
this poor guy is weak. He's strength 4.
Oh, what a nerd.
But up him strength 5, you have him swing with his Axe of Dominion, that's strength +3, AP
Okay, so
3,
he's strength
flat
8.
3 damage.
He's strength 8.
Then the Scourging Whip, that is the lady on the back, I believe.
Yep.
With this, the D3 hit rolls instead of
I lied when I
one.
said I hadn't seen it at all. I saw a little bit of something.
You saw all of it. You just lied to me. You just
Yeah,
lied to
I
my
did.
fucking face.
Yeah, I wanted him to be the dumb guy.
I hate you so much. How could you do this to me?
Suffer.
God damn it. Slash
Each
once.
fight phase, it can then choose a new target and resolve its close
New target
combats
doesn't
again.
mean different unit.
But when it does, all targets must be made with the other weapon. Interesting.
Let's say
If this
new
model
target.
charged this turn, these attacks can still only target units that it declared a charge against in the previous phase.
So that
I
was.
agree.
So it's just following normal rules.
I read that as you choose a new target, but you still choose the same unit.
I would say because it says new target.
I don't know. I
I
have
am
no idea.
I am reading off of a rule source that isn't his rules.
Fair.
So
Fell, yeah. So I don't know, but
Yeah.
that's how I read it. Well, I'm sure one of us is wrong. You're screaming at us right now. It's fine.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's fine. I think that covers it for the.
it says it can.
Can. I think it covers it for the chaos changes.
I don't know.
Yeah, no?
Yeah, the big one's there. The big one there was the specification for obliterated point cost. To me,
Yeah.
that's the big one because that's the one that was causing the most contention.
Never been 65. Get out of here, you fucking morons. I'm talking to you. Person who just got mad because you love 65 point obliterators, fuck you. I'm talking to you.
Directly at you.
Directly. I don't know your name, fuck you.
I know your name. I know who you are.
See, he knows.
I know where you live.
All right. After you've just been threatened, we're gonna go to break,
He knows who he is.
and we'll be
This was-
back with closing out this episode of the Dark Imperium Dive Bar. Stay around for
You
last
blonde
call.
bastard. I know who you are.
All right, everyone, welcome back. We're going to finish off this discussion with touching on some Necrons and also Eldar.
So this change affects both Necrons and Eldar. Necrons can put units in the Monolith and the Night Scythe, which carry stuff, but they teleport them down instead of actually having a transport capacity. And the Harlequins do the same thing with the Webway Gate, and all Eldar do, I suppose. So if those get blown up, and each of those factions have a stratagem to put models on the field when those get blown up. You can, if those get blown up turn one, you can now do a turn one. Because it is technically a deep strike, but they clarify that you can do a turn one, so you don't just lose those models. Which, cool, great.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll see that Webway Gate.
Absolutely not.
No, that's pretty bad.
Absolutely
I
fucking
kind of
not.
want one just to have it like terrain.
It looks cool.
Yeah, but I
It's
would never use
fucking
it.
awful.
I would never use it.
No,
as an
not
actual
a chance.
Unit.
But another thing that we talked about in our first episode with Factwish is Doom and Jinx, and I guess Conceal and Reveal.
Yeah.
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 I am super happy about
It's
this.
a lot of
A lot of things
happy
happened.
faces here.
A lot of
Yep.
things happened that made Yunari just not good.
We should talk about ERA after this as well.
We'll,
But
we'll touch on Yunari as well because
Yeah.
they weren't part of the fact.
they were not. They
But
were
their
the White
rules
Dwarfs.
changes came like right around the same time. I think that,
Literally a day after.
Yeah,
Day
I'd
before,
say-
excuse me.
Yeah, I'd say they were definitely considered.
We should talk about them. It's fine.
Yeah. But all of these psychic powers now only affect Asuriani units,
Yep. Doom.
which is amazing.
Yep. So Ravagers, Harlequin Bikes, all that shit no longer gets to reroll off Doom. You no longer get a worse save versus them when you're jinxed. All that shit.
Yeah.
Fucking thank you. Thank God.
Yeah.
Fucking Christ.
I don't have to deal with fucking Harlequin jet bikes with haywire cannons, reeling all their wounds against my knights, and removing a knight every turn.
It's true. Now I have to take 18 of them to do that instead of 12.
Yeah.
Yep.
Big difference there.
Big difference. It's they should have always been this way. Cross faction buffs and debuffs is just ridiculous. It's not something I think is healthy for the game. We fucking played 7th edition where you could put the greater demons on a sky shield landing pad. We all fucking played it. It's fine. It's gone. Put it in the past. Throw it in the garbage. So happy for this change.
I'm fine with a couple cross-faction buffs, but they should be important. Like Gilliman.
Right.
Gilliman
Sure.
does cross-faction buffs. He's a fucking Primarch.
Yeah.
Fine. Celestine has some minor cross-faction buffs.
She gives guardsmen a 6-up invuln.
Yeah.
Fine.
Cool.
Great.
Fine.
Cool.
Those are big. Like those are big characters.
Yeah.
I would argue Yunari is kind of the Eldar equivalent of that. They
yeah.
bring shit together and they give them all buffs.
Yeah. So if it's going to exist somewhere, it should exist there. It shouldn't be reroll all wounds and -1 to save.
Yeah.
That's too fucking good.
Yeah.
So
This now, I think, kills the... I'm going to mandatorily take this Craftful detachment in my other Eldar units, or other Eldar army, because I would be an unbelievable idiot to not do that.
Right.
Because rerolling wounds for all my units against the big target and having it have -1 save is just too good to ignore.
Right.
You would be dumb to not take that. So, this fact seems to be entirely focused around... Hey, do you have to take this unit to be competitive? All right, cool. Get that out of here.
Yeah.
Shut up. Get that shit out of here. Awesome.
Which is good. I'm hoping we do see a good shake-up in the meta because of this.
Great change. Great change, for sure. I play Eldar, so please don't think this is me hating on the Eldar faction.
I am.
That's fair.
I am specifically hating on the Eldar faction.
That's fair. I love the Eldar. I think they're awesome.
I ripped a book in half.
You did, yeah, I was there. But Doom and Jinx was too strong.
Absolutely.
It's too strong. So
going back to what we were talking about earlier with like things that are guaranteed shouldn't be in this game.
yeah.
Eldar across one single codex didn't really have it enough, but when you put it all together, Eldar had far too many ways to just make things happen,
Yeah.
and your opponent had no choice on what to do. They had no chance to do anything. One of the things I brought up a couple times and complained about a lot. We played games. It's the only time I've ever just walked out of a game. Actually,
Sure.
was because you killed 2.5 of my knights in one turn without me making a roll. I didn't roll a single save because I couldn't.
Yep, it was first turn. I moved up more Harlequin bikes. I think they were Yanari that day, so one of them got to shoot twice.
Yep.
And I just kind of deleted 2.5 knights.
Yeah. And I understand that's not how the statistics for that work, even with Doom, and I think you had Guide on.
No, I had Ancestor's Grace.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I understand the statistics don't lend itself to that,
Right.
really. But just the fact of being able to pull almost 1,000 points of my army off the board, and I never got to roll any dice to try and stop it, that's a problem.
It's
and
fucking dumb.
Yeah. And this on its own, fix that.
Yeah.
This and the Inari
That's
change,
just gone.
it's gone.
Yep.
That can't happen anymore.
Yep. So great. Awesome.
Yeah.
I guess Concealer Reveal also get the same treatment. Who
Yeah,
cares?
I don't think that one's not as... it wasn't as oppressive.
No, who cares? It's fine.
Yeah.
I think that's it for Craftworld. They got some stuff for the Rangers, and there's some clarifications of Deep Strike. It's fine. They Deep Strike. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of tactical reserve clarifications came out of this fact.
Yeah. The only other big one that I'm aware of is the Vexeter Mask change, and this is specifically targeted at the Vexeter Mask. If you're not aware, the Vexeter Mask is a Dark Eldar relic that you can only put on a Prophets of Flesh homunculus. And it says, at the beginning of the fight phase, you pick a unit within 6 of the boy, and that unit cannot be selected to fight until every other unit has been selected to fight in the fight phase.
Yep.
Which effectively meant that you cannot interrupt, you can't choose him to fight, that unit just gets to eat shit until everybody else is done fighting. Now, you can interrupt with the 2 CP stratagem that everybody has access to. You can pay that 2 CP and just choose that unit to fight.
Yep.
Which, fucking great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think it's still a good relic.
It's the best relic in the game. Like, hard, hands down, it is the best relic in the game. This doesn't matter for a lot of situations. Like, if you run a single unit into the grotesques surrounding the homunculus, you're still going to eat shit because the grotesques just get to fight first because you can't interrupt until something has fought.
Yeah.
So it doesn't change that situation. The situation it changes is when you have a bunch of different units fighting all over the board, and they have to now make choices. Which, great, awesome. I wish all of them were like this, but none of them, besides this relic, are 6 inches.
Yeah.
Also the relic also allows the bear to ignore Overwatch, just for
you
fun.
cannot overwatch the bear.
Just for fun. Just for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the best relic in the game. Like, hard hands down, in my opinion, personally.
Most relics that allow a melee unit to ignore Overwatch, those are the good ones.
Those are the fucking good
Those
ones.
are the ones you see all the time.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, I have pretty much no risk to this charge. Okay.
Great, here it goes.
Yeah.
So, very welcome change. They did not change this on Armor of Rust. They didn't change it on the Collective Success Stratagem. So, I'm glad they recognized that this was bullshit.
Yeah.
I wish they had done it with everybody else, but I'll take it. Armor of Rust is not as bad as Exeter Mask, in my opinion. Because that's on a Marine character.
Yeah.
You got anything else to say about that?
Not really. There's not a whole lot that actually really changed for Dark Eldar beyond the Vexator Mask. I know they specified some stuff with fucking Agents of Vect.
Right.
Because they have to do that every time.
Every single time.
Apparently they can't write this. What do they actually?
Yeah.
Basically, all they added onto it that it can't be used on anything that's used before the battle or during deployment.
That was already a thing. That was already there. Yeah, that was already there.
Then,
Well, it's pink.
yeah, something changed.
I have no idea.
And that's the only thing I see that I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure that was
Yeah,
already
I
there.
know. There's some things like
So the whole thing, in case you know what we're missing here, you can't use it if you don't include a Blackheart detachment or you have no Blackheart units in your army on the battlefield, and it cannot be used on stratagems before the game or during deployment.
I don't know.
I thought the last one was what they just added.
I thought that was always there, but I could be totally wrong. Yeah.
yeah, they added a Dark Angel one that seemed always there too that I'm confused by. But,
I'm
you
not
know.
really sure about that. Fair enough. Mandela effect is happening right now.
Yeah.
So I want to end on where do you guys think this leaves the meta? Actually, sorry, Yunari first.
Yeah,
just real quick.
I haven't got a chance to look at Yunari, so this is mostly
All right.
ball games.
So here's what they changed with Yunari.
I saw
He's
they made
always taking off the jacket.
taking off the
ladies and
jacket.
I
gentlemen.
saw they made them suck shit.
Yeah, they made them suck shit.
Oh my god, he
All
took
right,
the jacket off.
So here's what happened with Yunari.
He has a nice shirt on.
Dude, it has like palm trees and
Yeah.
island. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
I'm trying to change up my wardrobe and wear more light colors.
You look very spring.
Thank you. I like that. Anyway. Anyway.
You know what this face is called? Judgment.
Yeah, that's fair. So you know everything Yunari used to do?
Yeah.
Every single thing that he used
It's all
to do?
gone.
It's all gone. Every single thing. There are no double actions in this book.
Good.
There are no ways to get double actions in any capacity at all. They changed Soul Burst from old Soul Burst, which I just don't want to go through. It's too fucking long. It's double action moves. Who cares?
Yeah.
To if anything dies in a turn, everything in your army gets to fight first in the melee phase. If they already had that ability, they get +1 to hit in the fight phase as well.
Okay.
It's not limited to range. It's just if something dies.
So it's melee Eldar.
Yes, they're now
Question.
melee. What's up?
If you kill 2 things, does that stack?
I think so.
So if you kill 2 units, now everything in your army
Gets
hits
+1 to
first and gets +1 to hit?
Pretty sure.
Okay.
Yep.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's fine.
Melee marker lights.
Kinda, yeah. They have Doom on a stratagem, but it's melee only.
Wow, they're really pushing it to be melee.
Yep. They have a.
They're like, you're not putting fucking Dark Reapers in this.
Absolutely
ever
not. Absolutely not. They made the Visitor captain. He gets reroll ones now, which is really cool.
That's nice.
He didn't used to do that before.
Maybe he'll be played.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't think so.
Probably not,
I
but
don't
maybe.
think so
He's
at
cool
all.
looking.
He's fucking
He's
rad.
of the Yanari models, he's my favorite.
I made an Archon out of him. It looks awesome.
A lot of people did that. It looks really good.
It's fucking cool. Anyway, the army's now it's a melee army now. Nothing that it did before it does now. The army is terrible. There is some play there,
But
yes.
think about it.
But think about it.
Howling Banshees.
Oh my god. You mean I could give them buffs I can already give them through Craft World?
Yes.
Oh my god.
But now they'll be spooky, scary skeleton ladies.
No, they're just spooky. They're spirits, not skeletons.
It's the same thing.
That's Legion of the Damned. Come on.
False.
No,
Whatever.
they're rad. I love Legion of the Damned.
They're pretty cool.
They're fucking rad.
I like Howling Banshees too.
Yeah, they're cool.
They're just not very good.
I like 10 of them. They're cool.
Legion of the Damned remind me of Guy Fieri.
What?
Because they got like the flame stuff.
What?
And you know, it's everything Guy Fieri wears.
I'm done with you.
Anyways, continue with your Craft World and
Oh
Eldar.
my god. Anyway, so
Drive-ins, diners, dives, and heresy. Coming at you. Bam!
oh shit, we're a dive bar. Guy Fieri's gonna show up. Oh,
Fuck yeah.
the Legion of the
Guy
Damned.
Fiore.
The Legion of the Damned is coming to kill us right now.
He's their Primarch.
No.
GW, if you're listening, I need you to make this a real character.
Please.
Bring him to me.
They're too cool for this.
No, they will be cool now.
I can't slander their name. Actually, Gary Fieri's a really cool guy.
He's a really
Exactly.
cool guy.
He doesn't deserve any.
We
shit.
just hate on him
Yeah.
because he likes to wear things that he likes.
Yeah, he's.
Oh, I wasn't hating on around.
No,
him.
he's-
Like, this was all legitimate.
he's-
I fucking love that man.
He's legitimately a really cool guy. Like, no hate. He's awesome.
His
But
barbecue sauce is
it's
gangster.
fucking gangster as shit. It's fucking cash money. When the anime girl says that's not cash money view, they are not talking about Guy Fieri's barbecue sauce.
True.
Anyways,
What was I talking about?
We're talking about barbecue sauce now, and I'm
That's fair.
hungry.
The Incarn stayed exactly the same,
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
believe.
right.
Yeah.
Eldar. Warhammer. That's what we're
Warhammer. So he stayed exactly the same point cost, which is
Okay.
too much, but he's still a good model. Yeah, their stratagems are all based around melee now.
Yeah.
Like they have a stratagem to give a dark Eldar Yunari unit, a Harlequin Yunari unit, and a Craftworld unit, all +1 attack if you have all three of those in your army.
Like any of those units?
No, you have to have all three.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, but it's not like a
Oh
Dark
yeah,
Eldar.
you pick
with-
one. Yeah, you pick one of each. Yeah.
Okay.
And they still have to be in separate detachments. That rule still exists.
I like that.
I don't like it at all.
I'm hoping that with the changes to Yunari now,
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that goes away.
I'm hoping they just get a new book in 6 months.
That would be even better.
Yeah.
Why are Chaos Knights getting a book but Yunari aren't?
Oh man, those models are amazing.
I mean, yes, they're fucking beautiful.
Shit.
But
Yeah.
why is Chaos Knights getting a book but
don't-
Yunari isn't?
I don't know. They should have just give them a book. Like I hate Yunari as much as everybody else. Give them a book, please. I would appreciate
I'm
it.
not sure you hate them as much as everyone else. You played them.
Yeah, I hated it. I hated it.
he really did hate like every moment of
I know.
Do you
it.
remember
He
that
talked to
game?
me every day.
Do you remember that game we played where I was like, man, I fucking hate this army?
Yeah, is that the one where I left because I was so mad?
It was the
that was one-
embodiment of self-loathing.
That was every day. It was amazing. But another big change. So they obviously have their own stratagems, their own relics. They have a bunch of new psychic powers. I think they're all terrible. You can no longer use Craftworld, Drukhari, and Harlequin stratagems on these units. Their Craftworld, Mask, and Obsession is replaced with Revenant. So they no longer get the stratagems and all that other shit.
Yeah.
Which, fucking great. Thank
Yeah.
God. Yunari is dead as an army. I think Witch Blobs have play. Because they have access to Doom on melee.
Yeah.
And they can get bonuses to fight and stuff like that. So I think I think you could take like 20 Cursed Blade Witch Cult dudes, ladies I suppose, and 20 Yunari Witch ladies, and then Phil. And I think that could be legit. I think that's realist. But Yunari as we knew them is dead. It's
Yeah.
completely dead. Which leads me to, I think our last segment is where do we think the SPAC leaves the meta? Because
Personally, from what I see, a lot of the big changes,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the hard-hitting anti-armor's gone.
that's what I was going to say.
I could see regular vehicles making the comeback. I think strength 7, 12 to 14 wounds area with a 3-up save could see a resurgence now, just because
Yep.
it's
Oh.
no longer it's no longer the type of unit that you put on the board. It just goes away.
I agree.
A lot of the anti-vehicle power in this game just either left or got way worse.
Yeah,
So
because you're on the Eldar side, you're no longer going to see the double firing dark.
it just doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, you're not going to see the doomed haywire cannons
Or Ravagers.
or Ravagers. On the Imperium side, you're no longer seeing Castellans really.
Not in top tables.
Not in top table.
I
yeah.
think they will still exist, and you will still have to watch out for them. But you can kill them easier now, and they're worse in the list, and they're probably going to be played by worse players. So
I think this leaves us with Bulletstorm lists being that much better.
I think mid-sized vehicles are where it's going to be at. I think tough, like you just said, Matt, like toughness 7, like spammable toughness 7 models. I think is what we're going to see, which means the most interesting of type of play that I love personally, transports.
Yeah. You know what might start making a comeback?
What's up?
Which would be kind of cool? Razorbacks.
Yeah, I think maybe in this
Maybe.
Razorbacks, Rhinos, and Chimeras now could possibly have a place.
Wave Serpent.
Because wave serpents are always going to be horrible.
Yeah,
They're just the worst. So, with stuff like Chimeras, you can stick a 40-point guard unit in there with the character and just have like 10 of those. and just fuck up the board with them, and then have your anti-infantry whatever in the back, or anti-whatever in the back. I think that might be real.
Yep.
I think that might be a real list. And stuff like repulsors just got way better. Like we said earlier, repulsors they're a legitimate unit now. They're viable at 280 points, which is what they currently cost. I think they're viable, and now they just got better. So, I don't know. Like, triple Crusaders are still going to be a thing, and that will fucking murder vehicles.
Yeah. But even then, like, it will murder vehicles.
It'll murder 3.
Yeah, and it's not as devastating as the Castellan was,
Right.
because even like a Rhino is still going to get a 5-up save against all the guns on a Crusader.
Right.
A Lander is going to get a 4-up still, and most of it's going to be wounding it on 4s or 3s at best.
Yeah.
Whereas with the Castellan, you were AP4
You were
or
murdering
AP5. You were wounding it on 2s. You were re-rolling things.
Yeah.
So
I think, like, spammable toughness 7, toughness 6 stuff could in like 6 months. This isn't going to happen now.
Yeah.
Because people need to adjust and then buy models and paint them. Mm-hmm. So like 6 months from now, I think we could totally be there, which is super fun. I fucking love guard like transport lists. I think that shit is awesome.
yeah.
I think right now the meta is primed for the ITC change in best in faction. It's because of the resurgent and all those things.
Maybe.
Because you're going to be less inclined to take, I have to take this Castellan to be competitive.
Yeah.
Now you're like, hey, wait a minute. I can maybe bring some of these Predators in my Space Marine list. Wait a minute.
I think still the best list in the game is the Flyer list. I think that is currently the best list in the game right now. Mm-hmm. The 3 Dark Eldar planes that they usually take now no longer benefit off of Doom. I don't really think that's a problem. Because the Razor Wings,
They
right?
just fly up and smite themselves, right?
No, those are the Hemlocks.
Hemlocks.
The Razor Wings mostly kill infantry because they have a bunch of wound on 4s and wounds on 2 stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't think they really care about Doom. And then the Void Raven just drops its bomb and then dies. Like, it doesn't really do anything else. Its guns are kind of bad. So maybe those could be dropped for more Crimson Hunters. I don't know. But I think still the Flyer list is the best in the game currently.
Yeah.
And that will fucking murder vehicles. So, I don't know. I'm not really sure.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be neat.
It's going to be fun to watch the States.
I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I'm interested to see.
Yeah, I think Castellans are good again. Sorry, the bots, not the mech.
Yeah.
I think those are really interesting. Like that kind of profile, like if you can spam that, I think that can see real play. I'm not really sure.
I think my Valiant might make a comeback.
I think your Valiant might be really good now.
Yeah.
The Boom Cannon.
Boon Cannon. Thanks, John. You guys got anything else?
No.
Not really. I think
Think we're good?
that's about it.
All right, cool.
All right.
So next episode, we'll be diving into the Tal Codex.
Fuck
Yes.
no. We'll be talking about states.
We're gonna do both.
That's fair.
Jesus.
Jesus.
It's like, I want to talk about when I play.
I do. I want to talk about
We will talk.
Yeah,
we'll,
we
we'll
will.
talk about states. We'll let you know
Yeah.
what we saw. Maybe have some more insight into the meta changes. We're also going to be going to the Tau Codex, like we did with the Space Marine Codex last week. We've got a slight change on the format for that. Hopefully, it'll be a little more entertaining.
Yeah, we're slightly changing it from bad to hopefully good.
Yeah.
Which is all that we can hope for. So, for today, man, I've been Aaron,
But Taylor.
And I was Matt.
and thanks for sticking around for last call.